What's up, everybody? On today's episode, we're going over basic video editing in Adobe Premiere. If you want to get caught up, click up here to check out last week's episode on how to set up Adobe Premiere. Let me guess, Roy put it in the description instead, didn't he? It's okay. All right, here we go. So last we left off, we just imported all of our video clips into Premiere. Before we actually get started, let me just talk about the interface of Adobe Premiere. In the bottom left, this is known as the project panel. Usually in this space, you'll have your video clips and audio clips and other assets listed here, right? And after that, if you go upwards, this is known as a source monitor. In the source monitor, you're usually going to be previewing and selecting parts of your clip that you want to edit. From there, we're going to go down to this area in the bottom right, which is known as the timeline. This is essentially your workspace for working on your video. When we load up a clip into the timeline, you'll see what that workspace looks like. And then finally, up here in the upper right is known as a program monitor. This program monitor will essentially show everything that's happening in your sequence in the timeline. And the last two things to note is this bar right here. This is your toolbar. And over here on the bottom right is your audio meter. Cool. All right, so let's try editing our first clip. Let's do that by double-clicking on one of our clips. I'll double-click this. All right, and that loads up the clip into the source monitor. In this window, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna select a portion of the clip. My clip here is 13 seconds, and I only want a few seconds of it. To do that is I'm gonna move my playhead to the beginning of what I want. So in this case, right around here. And I'm gonna hit this button, the Mark In button. And you'll notice in parentheses it says I, so you can hit I for in to mark that. So you'll notice this gray bar that gets created. Next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play, or I'm gonna drag the playhead to the end of the part that I want. And in this case, it's just a few seconds on, right around here. And then I'm gonna hit this button, Mark Out, or O for Out. And you'll notice that this gray bar gets cut off up to this point. So essentially I've told Premiere, hey Premiere, I want everything from this point up to this point. Cool, that wasn't so hard. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag this clip down into the timeline, like so. When I release it, notice two things. One, a sequence gets created in your timeline. And two, in the project panel, that sequence shows up in the list. And you'll know that this sequence is reflecting the sequence in the timeline because the names are the same. Cool. So now what I want to do is, just to make things easier for myself, I'm going to rename it to something more memorable. So in this case, a first draft demo sequence. Okay, so that was your first edit. Let's try it one more time on another clip. So I'm just going to double click on the second clip. It loads into the source monitor. I'm going to look for the beginning of that clip that I want. So maybe something like from here, I for in, and I'm going to drag that playhead to the end of what I want, maybe around here, and O for out. And like last time, drag it into the timeline, like so. I'm just going to move it right next to it. And then in the timeline, if you press the spacebar button, you can preview your masterpiece in progress, like so. And right now we have a 10-second video. Okay, let's do it one more time. Same process as before. Double click on a clip, and then hit your in and out points. So I for in, O for out, and then drag into the timeline, like so. Let's check it out one last time. There I go to sit. Take a bite of my granola bar, and then another bite of my granola bar. So that's pretty much all there is to basic video editing. All you gotta do is, from the project panel, double click on a clip to load it into the source monitor, pick your in and out points, and drag that video clip into the timeline. From there, it's just rinse and repeat. It's also known in the industry as three-point editing. So there you go. In the next episode, we're gonna go over some more advanced features of Premiere, like text on screen. Catch us then. Lates!